You're watching Journalist Hangout, and the Osiare just walked in. Getting Coyote Balogun, thank you for joining us on the show. We're talking about some amazing twists and turns from last night. Which would you say, out of the 7 aspirants that stepped down for Asiwaju, was your biggest surprise?
Well, I think that would be the governor, the northern governor. Okay. That was the turning point. Until that point, I thought we were going to have a full cast of aspirants going down the wire. But the moment he stepped up and he stepped down, if you don't mind, I know that the game has changed. And when, of course, when my friend Kayode Fayemi came up, I know that Asiwaju was coasting home to victory. Because there are certain points in a game where you know that it is won and lost. That was the point for me.
So you knew that Senator Pabio was with Asiwaju all along?
No, you asked me the biggest.
Yes, okay.
Of course, the surprises were many, but the most fundamental, the one that is really pivotal, was the one of Governor Bagudu.
Because you don't think that any of this step down could have come as a surprise to Asiwaju himself? You think that this is all machinations that were not open to the public after all?
Maybe the woman.
Okay.
Maybe. There's no other person that decided to stand down that Asiwaju was not aware.
But do you think that there were aspirants that would have gone into this race with the intention of stepping down?
Yes. Yes, in this kind of race, there are people who buy forms without any desire to win. They know they can't win. They buy forms just for the purpose of negotiating. You know, Okorocha analyzed this thing very well. He said there are 3 different categories of contestants. The ones who are told that, look, you are the anointed aspirant of Baba, therefore go and contest. There are those who bought the forms with the intention of using it as a bargaining chip.
To secure the political future.
Secure appointments in future when they step down. Of course, you consider them among those who helped you to win. So you will then be thinking of something that you can give to them in return. So there are some aspirants like that. They are going to the race. They know they can't win, but they are going to step down when it matters the most, believing that you are going to reward them for that act. So then the 3rd category are those aspirants who enter the race believing they can win. They work hard, they consult widely, they are desperate to win. They are giving it their best shot. They may not win at the end of the day, but it won't be for lack of trying to win. So I want to believe that Asiwaju's friends among the governors worked hard on fellow governors, worked hard on other aspirants, especially the aspirants from the south. They worked hard on them every day. Every day. They worked hard on them. There were some of them that up to yesterday, they were still talking to them. You know, there were those who, I know a governor, I know someone who would have also stepped down, but who decided not to step down. Maybe for reason best known to him. So, but I don't think this kind of thing must have come to Asiwaju as a surprise. No, he knew that Akpabio was going to step down, because even me, I knew 3 hours before he stepped down that I was going to step down. I put it on social media.
Of course, a picture of them now surfaced after he eventually stepped down. That apparently he was in Baba's convoy a few minutes before the delegation.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, this thing,
voting started.
The fact that the voting did not start quickly enabled them to continue to do. It afforded them opportunity to reach out, and with people like Governor El-Rufai on your side, he's outspoken, he's persuasive, and with the father figure like Ganduje also on his side, it was easy for him to reach out to the other side and convince them that, look, I stand a good chance of winning. Why don't you
give me the chance?
Give me your support. Of course, they do not always win, because I know that they also made moves to get the vice president to step down. But of course, the vice president...
That didn't happen.
Yes, the vice president didn't step down, despite the efforts that were made. You know, there was someone that they spoke to in the morning of yesterday, and he said, no, but Asiwaju has not called me. If Asiwaju will call me, of course I will step down.
You mean the VP said that or something?
No, someone, I don't want to mention that person. One of those who stepped down yesterday, to the surprise of many, said, no, but Asiwaju has not spoken to me. If he will speak to me, of course, what is there? I will step down. So when he began to make his speech, I was telling people beside me, I said he will step down. Just watch, he will step down. And he did, to the shock of a lot of our colleagues here. So I don't think, maybe the woman, but all those guys, the other guys, I was aware that negotiations were on to get them to step down. So none of those guys who stepped down must have shocked Asiwaju in stepping down.
Let's attempt a little mathematical calculation here. So Asiwaju garnered 1,271 votes.
Yeah.
If the other 13 aspirants had stepped down for one, they all had 831 votes. They still wouldn't have been able to overturn Asiwaju's victory in this poll.
Amazing lead, yeah.
But I want us to look at the weight that these other 7 aspirants carried. Because if you minus 831 from 1,271, you have 440. And you're wondering if that is enough to add to, if all of them had supported someone like Rotimi Amechi, you know, if that would have changed anything really.
What we are trying to do now is what I call an exercise, an academic exercise. Because that's not the way it works. Because it doesn't mean that some people who voted for Asiwaju were triggered by those who withdrew or those who are working on the other side. Like Jide said, there are so many variables in the last few hours that came into play that, of course, will change the reality. Because the moment what you just adjudged came about, you and I know that the other side will also move to minimize the impact. And that's the way this game works. It's not really a linear progression. It's always swerves and curves as you progress. For example, look at it this way. If the vice president has stepped down, and you add his votes to that of the eventual flag bearer, we'll be looking at just 1,400 plus. But the lead the Asiwaju was commanding was so massive that the Americans will call showing the others a clean pair of heels, that they are just eating dust, that it makes it irrelevant, whatever we are now working at, to be what role they will play. That's why some people are very happy that some who did not step down did not step down.
Yes.
Because they will have taken the glory away from those who did the actual job.
But you agree that the atmosphere changed when there was successive stepping down. Do you think that could have also impacted how some delegates...
Again, until the first ballot was cast, they are still talking. You have to understand that. Again, I don't know how I'm using America idioms today. It's not over until the fat lady sings. That's how it was. The fat lady started singing at the point when they started casting their vote. Until that point, nothing was cast in stone. Nothing for those who promised to step down. Variables will come in at a particular point in time that you don't even know about. It may be on the stage that somebody will nudge somebody, I'm stepping down, I'm going with the flow. And I said, okay, if you are stepping down, then me too, I'll step down.